Travel is more than just ticking off countries. It's about the people, the culture, the food, the moments. I'm Pippa Hudson, and on Wonder the World, I invite you to join me every week as we explore destinations both near and far, with the help of fellow adventurers who share their unique travel stories. Listen to my podcast wherever you get them.
Sharing Space
on the Clement Manyathela Show.
7:02.
11:33. Time for the Sharing Space. This is where we share our stories, fun, sad, serious. Any story you want to share with us about maybe what happened at work, what happened in your company, what happened with your family, with your friends, whatever it is, you can share it with us and we'll read your email or we play your WhatsApp voice notes if that's how we turn your email into. And then we get the listeners then to share their experiences on whatever you're sharing or advise you, because some of you do seek advice from our listeners. Today we've got an email from Anonymous who has sent, it's an email that they've sent. So I'm going to read this to you. If you have been in the same situations before, tell us how you've dealt with it. Or if you've got advice for this listener, I would appreciate you to call us or send us a WhatsApp voice note. So here we go. Hi Clement and the listeners. I am in urgent need of your advice. My late husband and I were married for 5 years and we have 2 children. We were high school sweethearts. My husband tragically passed away in an accident 7 years ago. He was a caring man who made a lot of sacrifices for me and the children. He left us in a big house. He also left my children 2 apartments as investments. 2 years ago, I met a lovely man who I started dating. Our relationship unfolded quickly and we got married and we now have a little girl. The problem is that my new husband hasn't had a successful career and has a modest job in comparison to my late husband. I have no problem with this, but he seems to have a problem. He feels that I should use my late husband's investments to help him with his business. He has also wanted me to share the investments my first husband left for my kids with our daughter. Unfortunately, these are in their names and I can't make these changes. Recently, we had a big fight about this because he feels like I'm not helping him sufficiently despite having access to my husband's money, my late husband's money. I really don't think this is fair because that money is for my first 2 children. Of course, our daughter will benefit from it indirectly, but I find it unfair to expect me to give him my children's money. Am I wrong for doing this? Please, can you ask the 702 listeners? Anonymous. Okay. Is this even a tricky one? I think it's tricky for Anonymous because she's in love with this man. They're now married. They've got a daughter together. And I would imagine she wants the relationship to grow. She doesn't want to lose this man. But I just find it very weird that this man who's an adult, who can go and make his money and work harder, is now asking for his wife's late husband's money to help set his life up. And I just find it to be unfair. I mean, if your late husband has left you left some investments and some of those are for your children, why would your current husband want to benefit from that? Oh no, that's just weird. I don't understand that. I don't think it even matters how the new current husband is doing financially. I think that, I think Anonymous does say, which part of that email? Let me find it for you. He mentions in the email at some point, that the new husband, is not as successful as, he says the problem is that my new husband hasn't had a successful career and has a modest job in comparison to my late husband. And that's not your fault, Anonymous. You shouldn't be stressing yourself with that. If your new husband wants to be successful, he must go make a success out of his life. And yes, circumstances are different here, but he mustn't be comparing himself with your late husband to a point that he wants to benefit from what your late husband has left for you and your children with him. Your new husband must go and work hard for you and your daughter with him. So Anonymous is asking, is she wrong? Because they had a fight about this. Because the current husband wants their daughter that they have together to also benefit from these investments that have been left for the children with the late husband. And Anonymous says she doesn't think this is fair. And that's why there's been a fight about it. And she's asking, is she wrong in this? Maybe you've been in the same situation. Maybe you haven't. But you've got some advice for Anonymous. 011-883-0702. Call us now or send a WhatsApp on 072-702-1702. 22 before 12.
The Sharing Space
On the Clement Manyathela Show.
702.
19 minutes before 12 o'clock, we have heard from Anonymous. What is your advice? Have you been in this situation before? 011-883-0702. Lebo in Krugersdorp. Good morning.
Hi, Clement. How are you?
I'm all right. Go ahead.
I'm okay. No, for a second, I thought, no, the new husband is wrong to have those expectations. At food for thought, I tried to think, what if the woman and the kids are the ones that were not well off and the new husband had money? What was going to be the expectations from the family? For the new husband to take care and to invest in them, or...
Yeah.
You know,
I suppose the
but at
difference
same
here,
time,
Lebo, is that if the husband was not well off and you know he's bringing another child with him, and this woman is well off, then the woman, we can have a separate conversation on how does the woman help this husband with the child that he brings along with. The difference here is this new husband wants to benefit from what has been left by the other husband. So it's not so much this husband trying to appeal to the wife to say, help me, I'm struggling. Because he's got a job. The husband has got a job. But he's not as successful as the late husband of this woman. And now he wants to benefit from what the late husband has left this woman and her kids.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Okay, the new husband has to learn to live within his means. And then it's also a bit of a challenge to take away from the kids that don't have a father, because we don't know where the future is going to take them.
Yeah. Lebo in Krugersdorp, thank you. Kenny, you are in Pretoria. Good morning.
Hello?
Sure. Go ahead, brother.
Yes. Now I'm responding to that message you were reading. Yeah, this guy is completely wrong. Actually, from get-go, they shouldn't have even lived in that man's house. They should have moved and started afresh. That house forms part of the investment for the kids, not for him to come and benefit on those things. It's completely wrong.
Yeah, but they don't live in the man's house, Kenny. That's not what the email says. I think they've got their own home. The challenge is he wants his daughter with this woman to also benefit, because remember the late husband left 2 apartments for the 2 children that he had with this woman. But this man clearly wants the daughter to also benefit from that.
No, he's very delusional. He's delusional, completely delusional. Even for myself, my late wife left some inheritance for my son.
Yeah.
So I'm married to another woman. So everything goes to him. It's not for the other kids. I'm married with other 2 kids.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to expect them to benefit from his inheritance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
so
got
for
it.
me, we have to work for our own kids and the ones that she can with. We have a new daughter, and I don't expect somebody else to take care of her. It's my responsibility. I have to take care of the child.
Yeah.
You
Kenny,
know what I mean? Yeah.
in Pretoria, thank you for calling, and thanks for sharing your own experience as well, having lost your wife and you are remarried and your wife had left in some inheritance for your son, and how that all of that money goes to your son and doesn't even go into the children that you are now helping raise with your new wife. TJ in Soshanguve, hi.
Hi, Clement, how are you?
Sure, man. What's up?
That man, Clement, is a parasite that just want to suck blood out of that woman. I mean, how do I bring a child on earth and expect the other person to take responsibility, which is mine, of course, and ultimately wants to blame this other new lady for refusing to allow her daughter to benefit from the inheritance that was left by the former husband. I think that woman must just be very careful of such a man. Ultimately, he would siphon all the monies and open up his business and divorce that woman. She needs to be very careful.
Should they divorce or should they just talk about it? maybe see a therapist. Someone will help the man see that, man, this is weird what you're asking for.
Yeah, let them remain married. I don't know the nature of marriage that they had gone into, but that also needs to be taken into cognizance. But if ever he insists, that woman must just be very careful, because that man's main purpose is to siphon the money from this particular woman.
Yeah,
and he also he's suffering from inferiority complex, I would say.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, TJ. I think someone on the WhatsApp line, is it Sneng, says to me, "Hi Clement, maybe we should also get the age of the current husband, because wow, the arrangement screams Ben 10 vibes. The man is in for a bag." Well, we don't know. The Anonymous doesn't give us the age here, but who knows? That could very well be the case. It's 13 minutes before 12 o'clock.
The Sharing Space
On the Clement Manyathela Show.
702.
Oh, hi, Clement. For me, this is not trick. Something is fishy with that guy. A man does not come, Jay, asking for investments. You cannot ask for a woman's investment as a man. You want a woman's money? No. He must work hard for himself. Can't come take another man's money, a dead man's money that he worked hard for. No ways. This guy is a red flag. Something is fishy.
Hi, morning. Good day, Clement. No, this husband, this new husband is there for an advantage. He doesn't love this woman. He loves what this woman inherited from his husband's late husband's investment. This my advice to Anonymous. Please let go of this man. He's not in your life for love. Thank you, Clement.
Hi, 702. Hi, Clement. Sissy, that man is not your firstborn. He's not your brother. He's just a stranger nje lo decide ukusithanda lapha. Long as nekokuthi ama plans akhe yini. You cannot build that man with your ex-husband's money. What about your children? Aibo, you can't do that. Keep this money for your children, sis. Put it in a trust. You can't do that. No, this man must go out there and work. Imagine, he wants another man's money. For real? No, you can't. Keep your money, sis.
Yeah, some of you are really frustrated by this, and I get it. I think it is frustrating for an adult, a whole big man, to be wanting to benefit from the inheritance that's been left by another man. No, go work for your own family, right? And we're not saying go be just as successful. Circumstances are different for people. You don't have to be as successful as the late husband, and there's no comparison here. But if there's things you want for your family, go work for that. But to want yourself or your kid with your wife to benefit from what's been left by another husband before, it's just a bit weird. I'm getting some messages on the WhatsApp line from people who are suggesting that this man may be an opportunist who, one of those scammers who see, there are people who watch and...
Good afternoon, Clement.
There are people who watch husband, like they sit and they see, that woman is married to that rich man. As soon as that rich man is no longer there, then they go, because their intention is to benefit from the riches of this man. So they marry this woman because they want to benefit from it. So I'm getting some messages from people who are suggesting, well, apparently that's a thing. Yeah? There are people who literally just do that. They're out there looking for whose man is dying so that we can come in and we will marry. But imagine sacrificing your life like that, where you're going to marry someone you don't probably even love just because you are there to scam them. You just want to benefit from the riches of their late husband. Yo! Clips once. Helen, you're calling from Diepkloof. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Clement?
I'm all right, Helen. What are your thoughts?
I'm good. That man, he came there with the intentions. I'm sure when he met that woman, he already knew that the husband passed. So he must just go work for his money. No, he mustn't come here with food nonsense. He must go work.
Yeah.
It's even worse because he is asking the money from the woman. Couldn't he at least wait to see if this woman will offer? No, he must go.
And who
work.
knows? Maybe the woman has already used some of the money to buy the furniture in the house they live, or to.
It's possible, and these women live another year, so just have the chances maybe that she even told him about the money that she's invested.
I get it. You guys marry and you are in love and you say we have no secrets, and then you start sharing everything. Man se mathandweni. Hey, yeah, love will be the end of us.
I'm telling you,
You are
the
there?
next thing we know, each other is another piece story.
Yeah. Helen in Diepkloof, thank you. Hey, Marato. You are there in love when you're not telling your boo. Mary, community of property. Hey, there's 2 million that the late husband left. There are people who target widows. Be careful out there. People come in the name of love, but are they really coming in the name of love? Are they genuinely there for love? Mpo, you're in Protea North. Hi.
Hey, Clement.
Hey, Tara.
This is shocking, really. And I think this man is a real parasite. And I think the woman, before they even got married, did open up and told him about all the investments, all the properties that she has. And this guy took advantage of that. I said, here is a jackpot. Let me quickly marry this jackpot, give her a child, and thereafter want to get the shares of the investments. And I wonder what type of marriage have they signed. This woman must be very careful about this man. If this man is divorceable, let her do it.
Sure.
Otherwise, she's going to be in trouble.
She's in love, Mpo, hey. She umaratong meo.
I say love. Love. Munna is in for the money. This woman must get rid of this parasite. Otherwise, she's going to be in trouble, Clement.
Mpo in Protea North, thank you. Mona Lisa, you're in Soweto. Hi.
Hi, Clement. I just want to share a story about my sister with regards to the current husband wanting to spend some of the money for the inheritance of the late husband.
Yeah.
With my sister, when the husband passed on, a few months before the year end, she met a new guy. They dated, they stayed together, and then this guy was having access to the money from the passed on husband. He bought a new car, then he disappeared. My sister fell into depression. Now we are looking after those kids. My sister is drinking every day, drunk all the time.
So she bought him a car?
She bought him a car.
So she met this guy 6 months after the husband died?
Yes.
Wasn't it too early?
For the kids.
Ooh.
And there was other money that she's getting from the company where the husband used to work for. So there was bride and friends over the place all the time. When we go there to visit, to find the full house. The bride.
Was the husband young? Was this new guy young?
Yes, it's a young couple. My sister is very young. So
she's also
young.
young.
The guy was doing well financially.
Okay.
So the new boyfriend came in after he bought this Porsche car, disappeared.
And he left. Yo, Mona Lisa.
That's
so tragic. I hope your sister is fine. That's just so tragic. Yeah, and I'm also asking a ridiculous question by saying, is it not too early? Because early according to who? Some people are just fall in love, I guess. Who am I to say, how dare you fall in love 6 months after your husband died? Tsepi on the WhatsApp line says, hi Clement, I don't think Anonymous should do that because at the end of the day, we children suffer the pain. I know what it feels like. My dad took my mom's savings to marry another woman and he's entertaining her with my mom's assets, which she made it clear before she passed on that they belong to us as her kids. I cannot even explain the kind of pain that we're going through ever since our mom passed on. Yeah, that's really, really, really hectic. I'm so sorry to hear that. You see, and that's the consequence when you have a situation like that where you start prioritizing your love and you forget about what the wishes of the departed are in as far as their assets and their inheritance is concerned.
Baleka, 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 Kenya Zombie.
He didn't just cover the moment, he stepped right into it while the world watched from a distance. 702's Clement Manyathela stepped into the eye of the meeting between President Ramaphosa and President Trump, so you didn't have to wonder what really went down.
What are you expecting on the ICJ case? Are you expecting South Africa to drop that? Is that what you try to reason with the ICJ case against Israel, International Criminal Court?
I don't expect anything, to be honest. I really don't. I don't know. They've got a case. There's a lot of anger there, tremendous anger. I don't expect anything. We'll see what happens. We'll have a ruling, and who knows what the ruling is going to mean.
Clement Manyathela, reporting from the White House in Washington.
Bringing you the questions that matter and the answers you need to hear. 702, always in the room where it happens. More on primemediaplus.com and ewn.co.za. 702.